The time to build is upon us.
With great power comes great responsibility.
You know the greatest danger facing us is ourselves, an irrational fear of the unknown.
Not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
This is the Superhuman Academy podcast.
Well, it is good to see you again. And our first conversation, you led me through a meditation to meet my dragons, which was something else. So thanks for that. Would you mind sharing more about you and your life story? Because based on what you shared the first time, it sounds like you've had all sorts of wild experiences.
Yeah, if I really go back to the childhood things, like in my childhood, which was more outstanding from others, is my dream life. Like I always had big like dreams at night, like I'm in an adventure, literally. It's like I always was really happy to go to sleep because I knew that another life is happening there, while I'm sleeping. So I was very excited every morning to run to my mom and say like, you know what I was dreamed of, like this is what happening. We were in a car or this, that, like it was a whole story all the time, like a movie. And then I asked her like, what did you dream about? And she was like, a bread. And I was like, what the bread was doing? And then she was like, nothing. There was a bread. I was like, okay. So then I realized that not everybody's dreaming the way how I do, like I have those vivid dreams every night till now, till this day. And then other people have other experiences. So that was, I think, my first spiritual connection to my, my parallel realities or other universities, basically, I was visiting. And later, I started to dive into spirituality more, like learning more about religions as well when I was a teenager, because I grew up in Hungary in a communist era where it was like zero religion, like we didn't follow that in school or nowhere, and my parents didn't teach us nothing. So basically, but I loved mythology. I was so connected to mythology. And then I really felt like it's kind of like a history, I really believed in those stories. And then I really loved it, and the ancient times, I was fascinated about it. And so I started to learn about religions, read books about Taoism, Buddhism, all of these things.
Mhm.
And I also spent some time in Mexico on an internship, and then I've seen the Catholic, connections and all of those things. So it was very fascinating to see how people connect to the divine. And why is it interesting about the Catholics in that I had dreams after being in Mexico that I was called to heaven, and then I had to go to like on stairs up to the heaven, and then they opened the Bible for me on a certain page. So next morning I ran to the, an antique shop to get a Bible and then check the page, like what's written there, And then
What was it? Do you remember?
yeah, it was page 80 something. So it was something about the number 8. And then I learned later that actually it's the number of Jesus as well. And then I think the message was just very simple about like some mindfulness thing, like following, your positive actions, taking positive actions in certain situations, or just following your sense of consciousness, like about knowing the consequences of the actions or whatever, something like that. It was more like very basic. And also, I think it was also related to the story of Esther, the Esther who was marrying a king in Africa, something like that. That was like,
Yeah.
Anyway, so the thing was that after that, I was thinking to get baptized, and then I was preparing for that. So I was learning religious prayers.
Baptized into the Catholic Church?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
no.
then,
Okay.
yeah, and then my roommate, after I came back from Mexico, I had a brand new housing situation with a roommate who was also very Catholic, like, coincidence, right? So then basically she helped me to get an appointment, but I never got there because I was hired to an amazing company just at the graduation. And then they actually asked me the same day to be in Paris signing the contract. And then I was like, okay, I need to do that. I can get baptized anytime, anywhere, So basically, I never done that since then, but I used those prayers, which I learned, to connect to God. Because I went to my first Reiki sessions or Reiki healing teachings, like, level 1. I wanted to learn level 1 after I had some sessions after my panic attacks. And I was like, the master said, like, connect to the divine and invite the source energy. And I was like, how to connect to the divine? I don't know. And I was like, oh, I know these prayers. So I started to pray the Christian prayers to connect to the divine, to bring in the energy for Reiki healing. And until now, I'm still doing it. So I think everything is connected. All the religions are guiding you to the same source, basically, just giving different names, right? So it's like, all the religions are also talking about angels and spirit guides, and is all similar. It's very similar. So when someone is just directed to one, I think it's blocking themselves from the whole experience.
So you, yeah, you went through that really quickly. I'm curious about some of the experiences. So you said you were signing a contract in Paris. Like, what were you doing? What
Oh
was your
yeah, so I was a petroleum engineer. So for 15 years,
Oh, okay. That's out of left field. I wasn't expecting that.
yeah, so I was at the university studying petroleum engineering when
Yeah.
I got the panic attacks in Mexico and an internship, and then so basically then I had to still finish my graduation, and then I applied for this job. It was like the one of the best oil company out there. I was fascinated about the oil industry because it gave me freedom, and I liked working with men. I liked the boot camp style, the adventure
Mm.
style. So it's I really was called to do that. I was good at math and physics, so it was easy to get those engineering knowledge. So I chose that path. I was passionate about it, but because I had these health issues and I had this later physical health issues as well, not just mental health issues, I was always directed back to Reiki, to the spiritual healings, family constellation therapy. So that was like a parallel path, like a hobby, like a sanctuary for me while I was doing my engineering work. And I really enjoyed it. For example, my amazing experiences I had in family constellation therapies. Have you heard of that, or have you done any of those?
Yeah, I have heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like when you invoke other people's spirits in your body. So you literally feeling their emotions, you feeling their reactions, everything. So it's like living someone else's life, basically. And that these spirits sometimes passed away, and many people is thinking that when someone passed away, they are fine. But the truth is that they just got rid of their physical body, so their physical pain, but in spiritually, they still suffer from the same traumas, the same hurt, the same, mental issues. So when you invoke that spirit, they still, struggling and have the anger, have the different feelings we need to resolve and heal in the family constellation therapy. And I had an amazing experience. One soul came into me, and the issue was with that person. He was like an uncle of someone. And the issue was with that person that he didn't really help people, connected with people. He was very like a hermit person, And then as soon as he came into my body, I just had to sit down on the floor. And then I literally tapped into a word where there was like, I've seen it like a nirvana. It was like the trees did not move, like you are in a space where there is no wind, but there is like trees and then the orange sky, like the sunset kind of thing. And then I was just sitting there feeling that I know everything. I felt like I stepped into the consciousness completely through his spirit. And I felt so powerful. And then I was even laughing and telling to people in the constellation therapy, like, ask me anything. I know everything. It's just insane. And I was like, I don't want to go out of here. I feel so great here. Let me be here. But eventually we had to, get out of and release the spirit. But I was like, this is really cool what he's experiencing, or how he feels. And it was really awesome.
Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna try to connect some dots here. So you started your life in Hungary. You told me that you had very vivid dreams that you still have. So that's been a lifelong experience. And the next connection I heard was you went to Mexico for your studies. Is that where you're studying petroleum
It's
engineering?
an internship. It was just an internship, but I
Internship
studied
there.
in
Oh,
Hungary. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, okay. And so you were studying during that period of time, you started to have panic attacks, or did those start earlier?
No, it was that time, like a Mexican adventure when I had
Oh,
started
okay.
panic attacks, and then that's why I was searching for spiritual help because I didn't wanted to take medications. So
Okay.
that's why I got into Reiki healing, and then I
Yeah,
started
okay. And
having.
you grew up being really interested in mythology, things like that, and then in Mexico, you got into, or around that time, explored Catholicism, learned some prayers, didn't actually end up getting baptized because you went to Paris to sign your contract with the petroleum engineering, for your petroleum engineering job, and you were seeking out help with the health issues. That's where you found Reiki and you started to have some of these spiritual experiences. Did I summarize that
Yeah.
roughly correct?
Yes,
Okay. So I'm
yes,
just getting
yes.
the picture here. Okay. All right. So you explored family constellation therapy, you explored some other things. Did that resolve the panic attacks? Did they go away? What
No,
worked?
no. That was the situation like for decades that it was just helping managing it. Like it was like when I
Okay.
had it, it was like giving me some peace afterwards or but it wasn't stopping them, right? So that's happened only after karma yoga healing. So I was introduced to karma yoga healing years later. Accidentally, I wasn't searching anything at that time. I was really content with myself. I was already a Reiki master and I was actually a contractor engineer. So I had a lot of free time. I felt good about myself and about things in my life. So I just accidentally was invited to this karma yoga healing training basically in Budapest. That time I was working in Budapest, but before that I was in other countries as well. So what happened there, I got first activated my pineal gland. I was doing a samadhi meditation practice for the first time in my life, and this is an Adiyogi Shiva technique. And it's from Kashmiri Shivaism. So this guru was teaching that, and then I experienced the samadhi meditation, which is when you activate not just your seventh chakra, but that your eighth chakra as well, which is the chakra of your aura, the soul star, and then you activate the pineal gland. So that brings you into a delta brain waves when your body is vibrating in the vibration of the universe. So basically, start a cell level healing just because of that meditation process. So that was already mind blowing for me. But then he started to speak about mindfulness, and then we learned more about ancestral healing and karma healing and also source memory healing. So source memory healing is the practice when you heal traumatic experiences. It's you heal the PTSD. It's like going back to past memories through the unconscious mind. So the unconscious mind is guiding you to the right past memories, which you sometimes don't even remember, or even past life stuff. And then you go in there, and then you release the negative emotions from there, and then you replace it with positive emotions. So there's like a whole process of this. It's like a 2-hour session. And eventually, you basically rewrite the past in the Akashic records, and then you stop that pattern, and you're not going to attract the same triggers anymore. So that's how I was able to stop illnesses in my body, or returning illnesses, or the panic attacks and other things through source memory healing.
Got it. Okay. So, and how recent was that?
That was in 2018 when I started learning about source memory healing, and I actually decided that I'm going to help people with this. That was the moment when I was like, oh, I need to open up a business and start helping people heal, because this is like a really mind-blowing, powerful thing, and I want to show this to people. So 2018 was when I moved to London and established my healing business. And even though I was an engineer for another year as well, like parallel to it, I was already started helping people.
Okay. And so you're no longer doing engineering work
No, no,
now.
no.
Okay. Okay. So you were doing Reiki and engineering work at the same time in parallel for a long time, but still having some panic attacks, still having some issues. You learned this new method, way of being, healing. The panic attacks went away. You mentioned other illnesses. So have you not experienced any physical illnesses in the past 7 years?
Not really. No, it was the pattern which I stopped. It was the how you call it, UTR, like urinary tract infection, which many women has, or pelvic infections. So I had that pattern since I was a teenager. Like several times a year, it hit me. It was the
Mm.
disaster, and then I always had to take some antibiotics and stuff. So, but I want to emphasize how this source memory healing works, because it's not like a magical wand. Like, it's not like you do the session and suddenly it stops or disappears, that thing. How it works is because we step into the karma vortex and we rewrite the past in the Akashic records, is bringing the solution. But the solution can come from any direction. So it's like after the session, within hours or days, something or someone, either idea or information or a person comes into your life, bring you the solution.
I see. Okay.
So, for example, in that illness, what happened is that even though I had it for many, many years and I had many, many doctors' visits, that time when I did the source memory healing, finally I met with a specific person, a doctor, who said to me, okay, now we're going to do this and this and this and this and this because we want to stop this whole thing. So he knew how to eventually treat me for 4 weeks long with different medications to finally really stop and kill that whatever it was causing it. While the others were only just giving me always like a short help, like a short doses of something. So that's the difference. And then with my panic attacks, how it wasn't like, again, like just stopping my panic attacks. It was giving me again an information. As soon as I finished the source memory healing, within hours, I received a text from my GP. It was like 6 p.m. I was like, why is a doctor texting at 6 p.m. anyway? So he just sent me a text and he said, get your iron in your pharmacy. And I was like, okay. So basically, it turned out that, and then I always teach it to my clients as well. So many times your mental health issues, the symptoms, the amplified symptoms like a panic attack, which is like an amplified symptoms of anxiety, it's happening because your body is not vital enough. You're missing out, for example, vitamin B, iron, magnesium, or so like minerals and vitamins, and especially if you are vegan, and you're not following a full diet, then it's even more happening to you. So I found that out also with my clients, that they had like a bad diet and that's why they had like panic attacks and they didn't sleep well, and then because they didn't take any supplements and all of those things. So need to be also focusing on, this is the body, mind, spirit, you need all the three has to be done. Like you need to take care of your body, you need to also heal the roots of the trauma, which was a really funny story. What was the root of my low iron? You're going to be flabbergasted.
Yeah, tell me.
The memory which came up when I was healing my iron deficiency is that I was in a cave. I was like a caveman or something. So I was in a cave and the big animal, I don't know if it was a dinosaur or a dragon or whatever it was, or a reptile, whatever it was. It was a huge animal came and literally bit off my head. And my blood was like this. And then I've seen that memory and I was like, oh my God. And then like even for days, sometimes it came back for me like, oh my God. But anyway, I was very happy because after that, came the SMS and then I started to take the iron and then even changed my diet. I went from vegan immediately, eating meat and eggs and everything. So within a month, I completely recovered. And then since then, I am like really healthy. So that was many years ago. But what I'm saying is that this is the thing, like with source memory healing, you open up the karma vortex, you invite in the solution. And that's what happens. And that's how people heal. And it could be your circumstances changes. Maybe your neighbor is moving away. Maybe your husband start to change, or something is changing around you or within you because of the process, because of the healing, that your life is going to change. And the whole thing which was bothering you, triggering you, is going to shift as well.
Okay, so I want to check my understanding of this. So I don't know exactly what the practices entail yet. I would love to get to that, but you engage in some sort of practice, and the net effect of that practice is that it somehow allows the solution to come to you, or allows you to find the solution to whatever your problem might be. Is it? So I'm obviously very not knowledgeable about this, but is it a matter of like changing your energetic frequency or something like that now invites that? What how does that work?
Well, in the process, when we do this whole healing, so what happens is, okay, we're stepping into those memories. Sometimes it's 6, 7 memories. So let's say an issue. For example, I had a client whose issue was a noisy neighbor. I'm not kidding. So I'm
Okay,
healing
sure.
noisy neighbors as well. Sometimes, it's not always mental illness, physical illness, or relationship issue. It can be a triggering noisy neighbor. Basically, we start something which is coming from reaction of the triggers, like some negative emotions, like how do you feel today and what makes you feel negative emotions, the triggers. So we start from there. Let's say noisy neighbors. So then we're going to find through the unconscious mind, because we're communicating with her, like the client's unconscious, finding the memories. It can be 2 memories or 7 memories. So we're going into one by one, and every memory we go in, she experienced the memory, she's telling me the negative emotions, I release it from her whole existence. So there are layers of your existence, which means your etheric body, your DNA, your ancestrals' etheric body and DNA, and then your physical body. So I'm saying a lot of phrases in this guidance because I'm releasing it from different layers and time and place, and basically replace it with positive emotions, energies like feeling safe and supported and loved. And then at the end, they also need to see it like it's going out of them, like visualize it, that they actually sending all of these negative emotions like a black cloud up to the supreme pure consciousness to cleanse it, and then bringing in their body instead something beautiful, light, and then filling them up with light. The next step is imagining themselves again back into this memory, but in the column of light, so they feel safe. And in that moment, then I ask them, like, are you able to forgive to yourself? We need to go through 2 forgiveness. One forgiveness is for themselves, because many times when people go through trauma, they guilty, they feel guilty, or they feel ashamed, or they feel like, oh, I was so stupid to allow myself to get into that situation. So we need to do one forgiveness for themselves and another forgiveness for the other people or person, or sometimes even universe. Sometimes they are pissed off with the universe, so they need to forgive to the universe. And then in that, after the forgiveness, they also channel a word or a sentence from the source, basically from Supreme Pure Consciousness, as a solution, as a resolution, and that's how one memory done. And then we go to the next one and the next one and the next one. So when we clear like this all the memories, we shift the energy in that memories, basically. We rewrite the Akashic records, we rewrite their past, and that results in a new future path. And when they step into that new future path, it requires that new information. It requires that support or that help. What happened with the noisy neighbor, for example, she tried to connect with the neighbor. She tried to talk to the management, blah, blah, blah. And then she felt unheard and unseen, and nobody, done anything. After we did the session, that was like a Sunday or Saturday, on Monday, she was already able to reach the manager. He responded to the email, and then the manager said, okay, I'm going to talk to the neighbor. And then the neighbor placed the running pad, which was the noisy thing, placed the running pad into another room and then placed something under it, and then even promised that after a certain time she's not going to use it. So there was a resolution after that. And then even within a couple of months, my client also moved away to a new apartment. So basically there was many situations which made the whole thing better.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. Now I really want to experience. So I think that will kind of lock in the understanding, make it a lot more tangible for me. Would you be willing to guide me through something like that?
Yeah, we can do that. It's basically we need to start with the samadhi meditation first, because we need to bring you to delta brainwaves, and then we
Okay.
can step into the memories and the issue. So basically you need to come up what is your current issue, anything. I always recommend that any like physical pain, if you have physical pain, that
Okay.
I would
Okay.
choose.
That yeah, I was trying to, 'cause like, I mean, things are pretty good in general, but yeah, I have a long-standing shoulder issue. I think we actually talked about this on our
Yeah.
first call. It's flared up again pretty badly recently.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah,
Where is it
so
from?
that
But
works. Let's go with that.
we most likely gonna have only like time for like one memory, even though
Yeah,
might
that's
be
fine.
more memories, but we're gonna focus on like at least have time for one memory. Okay?
Great. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so in the meditation, we're gonna go through the chakras. I believe you know where are your chakras. So I'm
Yeah,
just
vaguely.
so I'm just gonna go through the chakras to spin up the chakras and going into the 8, and then activate then the pineal gland, and then we're gonna do a bit of forgiveness, and then we're gonna step into your situation. And basically, when you are in the memory, you don't need to tell me what you see, because I work with people with sexual abuse, all of those things, and I don't need to know what they see. What I need is only the negative emotions, so how that situation made you feel, and that's what I'm going to release.
Yeah. I might share what I see anyway, just so if people are listening, they
Yeah,
can get
yeah,
more.
absolutely, absolutely. And then The other thing is that not everybody able to have a vision. Sometimes they say like, okay, I don't see anything. I just maybe feel some emotions. It depends how much you practice samadhi before. So I always tell them like, okay, do like samadhi for 5 days before we meet for the session. So I will see how it goes with you. For some people, it's really easy. For some people, it's more difficult. I would say 10-20% of people who sometimes struggling to get a good image or a good memory picture, but 80% is going through it very easily. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll find out. Let's do it.
Close your eyes, relax your body, breathe evenly. With every inhale, you inhale peace. With every exhale, you exhale toxins. Do this 4 to 5 times. Inhale peace, exhale toxins. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, relax your arms. Breathe evenly. Bring the energy from Mother Earth to your root chakra. Imagine that your root chakra is a flower bud, and the light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your root chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal small soul molecule inside, which was carried from lifetime to lifetime, bearing all your past memories, achievements, and failures. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise, with the speed of light, so you don't see the chakra anymore, only a circle. Bring the energy to your sacral chakra now, which is in your lower belly. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your sacral chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Bring the energy to your solar plexus now, which is by your stomach. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your solar plexus, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Bring the energy to your heart chakra now. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your heart chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Bring the energy to your throat chakra now. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your throat chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Bring the energy to your third eye now, which is between your eyebrows. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your third eye, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Bring the energy to your crown chakra now, which is at the top of your head. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your crown chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. And you feel that through your crown chakra, you are connected to the divine, and through your root chakra to the Mother Earth. And between the two is the prana energy inside of you. Bring the energy to your 8th chakra now, which is 6 to 8 inches above your head. The chakra of your aura, soul star chakra. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your 8th chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Now start to inhale from your root chakra towards your 8th chakra and exhale back to your root chakra by your spine. Inhale from your root chakra towards your 8th chakra and exhale back to your root chakra by your spine. Always focus on your 8th chakra. You will experience that your exhalation path is getting shorter and stops above your root chakra. This point is going to be your new inhalation point. And as you continue breathing, this point will move up on your spine and your breath is getting shorter and shorter until it stops for a while. Continue breathing towards your 8th chakra. Every noise besides my voice brings you deeper and deeper. Always focus on your 8th chakra. You can see that there is a ball of light on your 8th chakra. You can even rotate it around. Bring the light from this ball of light into your brain, into your body. See how it's dazzling like a sun ray. Now bring the column of light 4 to 5 times into your brain and accumulate it at the cerebellum at the back of your brain. You can lift up your chin so the light has a straight path through your crown chakra. Now that you accumulated the light in your cerebellum, bring the light continuously from the cerebellum into your pineal gland, which is a P-shaped gland in the middle of your brain. Bring the light continuously, and you will experience the unity with the divine. Bring all the light, and you become one with the Supreme Pure Consciousness. Always one, never separate. Allow yourself to go deeper and deeper. Now I'm going to say the forgiveness prayer, what you can repeat inside of your mind. Dear Supreme Pure Consciousness, please forgive me for my sins, which I have done this lifetime and past lives. And please also forgive to my ancestors' sins, what they have done this lifetime and past lives. And feel that it's granted. Now we are going to check the connection with the unconscious mind. We are going to use your hands, the fingers. So place your palm on your lap, on your thighs, facing downwards so your fingers can move freely. And we're going to ask, we're always polite with the unconscious mind. We're going to ask, dear unconscious mind, please give me a yes sign with my fingers. And one of your fingers will move slightly sideways or up. Anything happened?
Yeah, I think my left index finger.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can ask the no sign. Dear unconscious mind, please give me a no sign with my fingers. You got it?
Nothing.
We're gonna ask again. Dear unconscious mind, please give me a no sign with my fingers.
Okay.
Anybody? You got it?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. Sometimes it's just buzzing. Sometimes it's just one of your finger buzzing or feel some shaking. So just remember which finger is which. Maybe we're gonna use it later. So now let's focus on your issue and how that makes you feel. So we need to focus on like when was the last time basically you experienced this situation? It was maybe right now, like half an hour ago, or it was yesterday, and how that make you feel. Make you feel means like sad, disappointed, angry, unhappy, hopeless. Yeah, something like that. Okay.
Yeah, I feel some frustration.
Yes.
Mhm.
Do you feel disappointed or hopeless?
No, I feel somewhat judgmental. Um,
Like you judging your body or?
yeah, like split my shoulder on the side of my neck over here. It's like,
Mm.
come on, get with the program. What are you doing?
Yeah. Okay. Judgmental, yes. Do you feel like it's unfair what is happening to you?
Mm, not exactly unfair.
Do you feel limited, like you can't do certain things?
Limited, um, stymied is the word that comes to mind. Mm, blocked.
Blocked. I guess also there is some sadness with this situation. Or just the frustration you mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly just the frustration.
Okay. So when you actually feeling these emotions, the frustration, the judgmental, limited, blocked, where do you have sensation in your body?
I have a very strong, like, tightness and it's in the side of my neck, basically. My right side of my neck and in my shoulder.
Okay. So you don't feel other sensations like in stomach area or chest or because of the frustration or feeling blocked. You just have the shoulder.
Um, Hold on,
Yeah.
let me see.
So just focus on the emotions like feeling frustrated, blocked, limited. Is there any other sensation in your body?
And it's, a clenching of my jaw.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can probably see my face. My brows want to, like, furrow.
Okay. So now we are going to ask the unconscious mind a certain question. So just keep your eyes closed and focus. Dear unconscious mind, please show me how my life is going to be in 5 years' time if I don't solve this issue today. You either having some visions or just some emotions.
Yeah, I see a couple different scenes. One is, so I train jujitsu. One is standing on the side of the mat, kind of giving a, like,
Mm,
bummed, sorry expression, like, "I'd love to train, but I can't. I'm just gonna sit here." The other one is similar, but, like, at a park. I imagine, um, loved ones wanting to do some sort of activities, and I really want to, but I have some I feel like a grief, a disappointment associated with,
yeah, I
um,
understand. All right.
not feeling able to engage.
Yes. So now we are going to move into the memories. So we are going to ask the unconscious mind to collect the memories and bring them in one by one. Sometimes more can appear at the same time. Then I ask you to pick just one. Sometimes when it's not a memory, can come up some faces, like a face of a person. Then we're gonna work with that. So so you tell me what you see, okay? So I'm going to say it. Dear unconscious mind, please collect all the memories which are related to this issue and please show me the first most important one to release.
Okay, yeah, I've got one.
All right. If you want to share, you share.
Sure. Yeah, there was a specific tennis match, when I was in high school. I had I had played a singles match against somebody, and I'd won, but it was, difficult, whatever, and I remember I was slightly sick. I think I had a cold or something,
Mm.
and, right after that, there was a player on the other team who didn't have anybody to play against. He was, like, very new, hadn't played much at all, and my coach asked me if I'd be willing to kinda step in for, like, an exhibition match, almost like a favor to their team so this new player could get some experience, and I lost. I lost that match against this very new player after a much more experienced match against someone else, and I was just incredibly embarrassed and frustrated and, confused and, self-judging. Uh, yeah, which was unusual for me. I usually didn't really care much about sports, but I think that just the way that that situation was framed
But it was because you were sick, right? You said you had a bit of cold already, right?
Well, that was one of my rationalizations, but,
Yeah. So you were not in your force, not in your whole force, right?
sure.
Vital. Yeah. So have you also felt? So you felt embarrassed, frustrated, confused, self-judging. Have you felt like sad or angry or disappointed?
A little angry,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, disappointed doesn't really connect for me for that, for whatever
Okay. Right.
reason.
That's fine. We can release this. So just come out of the memory, see it from above. Supreme Pure Consciousness, please release, delete, cancel the following negative emotions: feeling embarrassed, frustrated, confused, self-judging, angry, from my physical body, from my DNA, from my etheric body, and from my soul body, and from my ancestors' physical body, DNA, etheric body, and soul body, and from my partner's physical body, DNA, etheric body, and soul body, and from my partner's ancestors' physical body, DNA, etheric body, and soul body, and from time and places, and replace it with love, forgiveness, safety, and support. Take a deep breath and see that all of these negative emotions are leaving your body as a black cloud and going up to the Supreme Pure Consciousness to become good energies again. Let them go, release them all. Keep breathing while you are releasing. And now see that the white light is coming down to you and filling you up with love, forgiveness, safety, and support. And you are full of light. You are brightened. Your cells are brightened. And now see yourself back in the memory in a column of light. You are absolutely safe in this column of light. And the column of light is getting bigger and bigger. And the whole tennis court and the other people are also in this column of light. And I'm asking you, are you able to forgive to yourself?
Yes,
Are you able to forgive to others?
yes.
Supreme Pure Consciousness, what is the highest learning, the takeaway of this memory, which I can use in my current situation? Receive the download. Whatever pops into your mind. Did you get any message?
I have a really weird image, and I have no idea what it means.
So you don't want to express it.
I can express it. It's like a rotating sun, but instead of having light coming off it, it has grass. It's like a furry furry, glowing sun thing. I don't
Okay, let's ask it again because it should be a word or a sentence. Okay.
Okay. I didn't
All right. So,
get
Supreme Pure Consciousness, what is the highest learning, the takeaway of this memory which I can use in my current situation?
Yeah, it's still connected to that image, but it's like this, I'm getting, like, photogenesis, warmth, like, um, new growth. There's, like, this hopefulness, connected with, um, like, life growing.
Yeah, it's probably telling you that you can biohack yourself
Maybe.
and heal
I
yourself
don't know.
like a trend, right?
Maybe.
Okay, we can do one more memory if you want to. Or we can ask first the fingers. Let's ask the fingers. You can close your
Okay.
eyes. You can ask the fingers if an unconscious mind wants you to do another memory. So, dear unconscious mind, is there any other memory to release today?
I think it's a no.
Okay. Then the final thing what we're gonna do is Supreme Pure Consciousness, please show me how everything changed in the Akashic records and how my life is going to be in 5 years' time.
Well, I've got images of me doing handstands, which I've always wanted to be able to do and never have achieved, so,
Yay!
hey.
Okay, you bring your awareness back into your third eye and you can open your eyes if you feel so. Yeah. So watch out in the next hours or days and see what solution comes to you related to your shoulders.
Okay, will do. Hmm. Okay, so is that the process that you went through for, um, finding solutions to, like, the iron, all of that? It's the same
Yeah,
same process.
well, I use it for everything. I use it for heartbreak. I use it for feeling disappointed in someone. You know, when sometimes people just get caught up on some situation, you know, like something happens to you and then you start thinking about it and then it takes away your peace, right? So whenever, for example, I got into a brand new situation I never been before, maybe I meet a new person or I'm, was treated somehow differently like never before, then I'm like thinking, and if I'm thinking too much about it and it's disturbing my peace, I was like, okay, I need to do a healing and this has to gone, you know.
Mm.
And as soon as I do the healing, basically peace returns and then it's gone. So then you can be again focused and being in harmony and peace. That's what it brings to you.
And when you do this for yourself, is the process much faster? Like, has it shortened up for you?
I was pretty fast today for you guys because I knew it's in a podcast, but it's similar. Obviously, yes, as I can speed it up. Okay, I don't even need the samadhi meditation anymore, so I can go into samadhi with one sentence. Like I don't
That's
need,
kinda what I was wondering.
yeah,
Yeah, if
so
it's
I don't need
just
to do the meditation. Yeah, that's
but
perfect.
you still do the memory. You still get a
Yeah, of
memory
course,
and
of course, of course.
okay, interesting. Alright, well, thank you for that. For let's just say for me, you mentioned the next few days, paying attention. Um, is there anything else beyond that?
No,
Or
it's gonna come to you either to your brain, like you get an idea, you download some ideas, maybe your higher self or from the source. Basically, it's coming from the source because it's the karma vortex we opening up. So basically, something either comes into your idea like, I should start do this, or I should start something, or you read something somewhere, maybe something pops up on your social media or somewhere, and then you saw that, or some person comes to you and tells you like, and a new idea about what to do with the shoulders, so something has to happen within hours or days which gonna bring resolution.
okay. All right. So keep myself open to that.
Mhm.
And that's the whole process.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the same, yeah,
Great.
for everything. So even when people goes through PTSD, for example, abuse, as we talked about, for them it's actually easier. So if it's not physical illness, physical illness is a bit more difficult because we need some more interaction, from the outside of world. But if it's like just anxiety or just having those flashbacks and sadness and those things because of the PTSD or fear, that can disappear with the session, obviously, because you rewrite the past, you lift the negative emotions, you replace with the positive. So basically they can walk out of the session feeling again fearless and happy and peaceful already, if it's just the PTSD or panic attacks or depression or those kind of things. If it's a physical illness or something which is related to other people as well, that's a bit more difficult, like a relationship issue. That's like takes a bit of more time. It's not
Mhm.
instant.
And when you work with clients now, is this the same process basically every time, or
Yeah.
are there different things that you
What
do too?
what is an addition there is that I work with them in a program. So I never do sessions. I mean, I hardly do just one session because I know how I was able to hear much faster when I was integrated everything I knew into one thing, like in a certain period of time. So when I was already knowing source this particular tool, this source memory healing, but I wasn't using the proper way, or I wasn't integrated it into the proper structure with other modalities, then it took me much longer, to find the way or to heal from all my things, right? But now, because I got all of those experiences, now I created a 30 days incubator, which means in this 30 days incubator, they meet with me 4 times. So it's like 4 sessions. And then they also go through my life transformation system course, which is explaining them everything about vibration, ancestors, positive thinking, everything what they should know behind, also what to take care of while they are going through the healing process. And then there is also a meditation library. In that meditation library, there is meditation specifically for karmic debts release, to certain karmas, and also ancestral healing. It's like a mini family constellation therapy, basically, because with that meditation, they can step into the family unconscious and actually heal issues what happened to their parents or grandparents or family members, and also heal ancestral karma as well. There is an also specific meditation for that. So when someone joins this program, they get access to all of these meditations, and then I'm giving them, orders like when to do what, basically, which meditations. And in that 4 sessions, we pick 4 different issues. If they come to me with depression, maybe the first session is going to be about depression, but the second session is maybe going to be like actually a family issue, or the third one is maybe a work issue. And then the funny thing is that sometimes all of these 3, we go back to the same memories, but in a different aspects. It turns out that, for example, that rape or that abuse is the root of the career issue, the relationship issue, and the depression as well. And when we go back to that memory, we actually picking on different emotions, which maybe wasn't released, or it was different. But it happened to some of my clients that we went back always the same, and it was a past life trauma. So we went back always to the same past life trauma with different other situations.
Got it. Very interesting. So if somebody who might listen to our recording wants to learn more, where should they go?
My website is edithbikis.com. So they can actually connect from there to my social medias. I'm very active on Instagram, so I'm always putting out there how to connect with me, or if I have some, some gifts going on, or some sales going on and stuff like that. And I have my YouTube channel. They can also find that from my website. And on my YouTube channel, I'm posting episodes of my release with this show. And there is like a 1-hour shows when there is like also healings going on. And if they really want to like connect with me and work with me, then there is the school community. I have a school community, and it's called Release with Ease. So they just go to skool.com, school.com, and they look for Release with Ease, and they can join my community. I have weekly group sessions there. They can communicate with me. They can connect with me, learn. I do also manifestation teaching there, and then healings and meditations, and all of those things. And I'm really proud of also of my facilitators, because I teach facilitators for this. So if someone already a light worker, a Reiki master or whatever, but they want to learn this specific modality, I also teach that. And then I also have the energy healing program, which you experience with the dragon, elemental light healer program, which I also do the dragon activation.
It's really cool. Thank you for spending the time sharing your story and guiding me through that. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, Collin.
The Superhuman Academy podcast is hosted by Collin Jewett and designed and edited by Army Cinco, with original music by Joshua Schunig and voiceovers by Corey Page Schunig. That's me. You can find past episodes and resources, as well as access to the ever-growing Superhuman Academy community at superhumanacademy.com. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your podcast platform of choice.